Hello everybody, Tintin back again, another video. Oh boy, Novak Djokovic, he just came barely through Sebastian Korda. Novak Djokovic, he just barely survived big hitting Sebastian Korda. Novak Djokovic, he had the knife under his throat, but he in the end prevailed against probably Sebastian Korda's match of his life. And Novak Djokovic, despite that, finished as the winner. Oh my dear God, Sebastian Korda really pushed Novak Djokovic to the limit. Really gave Novak Djokovic a hell of a run for his money. Sebastian Korda, I will be honest with you, my tennis friends all around the world, I didn't believe before the final started that Sebastian Korda will be only 1 point away of defeating Novak Djokovic. Only 1 point away, which Sebastian Korda was in that second set, in that 12th game of the second set, in that 5-6 game where Djokovic was trying to take the second set into the second tiebreak of the match. In that 30-40 point where Djokovic, he saves that championship point with the overhead of all the tools, of all the skills that Djokovic has into his box. He saves that championship point with his biggest weakness, which is overheads. My dear God, how many times have we seen Novak Djokovic saving match points, championship points, you name it? How many times have we seen it, my tennis friends all around the world? Many times, and he did that in this match as well, despite Sebastian Korda throwing the entire kitchen to Novak Djokovic. Everything that Sebastian Korda had in his kitchen, he threw at Novak Djokovic. But Novak Djokovic was a walking, running, unbelievable wall, and he was throwing everything back towards Sebastian Korda. I have never seen Sebastian Korda play better tennis than this. I'll be honest with you guys. He was hitting the ball huge. He was smashing, he was crushing that ball. He was blasting winners, forehand, backhands, services, you name it. This was Novak Djokovic's biggest test in this Adelaide tournament, without any shadow of a doubt. Novak Djokovic has come through all his 4 matches in straight sets. He has never really been close to being defeated. Never. He won all his 4 matches in straight sets. Even against top players like Denis Shapovalov in the quarters, he defeated Denis in straight sets, 6-3, 6-4. We all know that Denis Shapovalov is pretty dangerous. And then his biggest rival, according to many out there, Daniel Medvedev in the semis, he also took him out in straight sets, 6-3, 6-4. And then Sebastian Korda in the final. I will be honest with you guys. When I said yesterday that Djokovic will defeat Sebastian Korda in straight sets, I actually have not followed Sebastian Korda matches. I have not. But after my video yesterday, I saw Sebastian Korda matches and what he has done in this Adelaide tournament and who he has defeated. And when I saw who he has defeated, I was pretty impressed. And then I knew, man, Djokovic will have tough times against Sebastian Korda. And not to forget that this was their first ever meeting. Every time when 2 players meet each other for the first time, you kind of don't know what you will get. It is little unpredictable. Anyway, Sebastian Korda, he had won all his 4 matches in straight sets. He defeated Andy Murray in the first round, straight sets. Yeah, we all know Andy Murray is in big decline, but it is still Andy Murray. And then in the second round, he defeated RBA, Roberto Bautista Agut. We all know that RBA is a really good baseline player. He doesn't defeat himself easy. You need to defeat RBA. He will not act Santa Claus. Sebastian Korda took out RBA in straight set. And then he took out Yannick Sinner, we all know that Yannick Sinner is a big hitting player. He hits the ball really clean. He took out Yannick Sinner in straight sets as well. And then he took out Nishioka. That match never finished. Nishioka, he was forced to pull out due to injury in the second set. But in the first set, it was dead even. It was a really close first set, which Sebastian Korda won the first set against Nishioka in 7-6 in a tiebreak. So Sebastian Korda came into this final without dropping one single set. The same did Novak Djokovic. But so both of these two players came into this final without dropping one single set. So when I saw this, I knew about Djokovic that he didn't drop one single set coming into this final, but I didn't knew about Sebastian Korda. But when I saw that before the final started, I knew that this match will be close. And oh my God, it was close. After 3 hours and 9 minutes, Novak Djokovic wins this battle in 3 sets. Sebastian Korda wins the first set. Dead close first set, where Sebastian Korda broke Novak Djokovic's serve first in that 4-all game, I believe. In that 9th game of the first set, Sebastian Korda broke Novak's serve there first, and then Sebastian Korda was trying to serve out the first set in that 5-4 game and was up 40-love in the lead. And Djokovic, the warrior, the terminator, the machine that he is, he will never surrender. He won 5 straight points and broke Sebastian Korda's serve for the first time in the match and leveled the first set to 5-all. But I will be honest here, Sebastian Korda helped Novak Djokovic with a bunch of unforced errors, especially in that 40-30 point where Sebastian Korda had a open court with his down the line backhand and he hit the net. Anyway, Djokovic broke back to level the match to 5-all, and then they went into a tiebreak in the first set. That tiebreak was really close. Sebastian Korda was up in the lead 5-2 if I'm not mistaken. Djokovic came back. Eventually, Sebastian Korda clinched his 7th set point in that first set and won that first set 10-8. Brutal close first set. They played, I believe, the first set 91 points, and Djokovic actually won 1 more point than Sebastian Korda in the first set. Djokovic won 46 points and Sebastian Korda won 45 points, but Sebastian Korda won the most important points, and that's why he won the first set. The first set tiebreak 10-8. And then the second set, they went toe-to-toe against each other. They never broke each other's serve, neither of them, despite that they both had breakpoint opportunities, but they both saved their breakpoint opportunities that they had against each other. I believe that Sebastian Korda had only 1 breakpoint opportunity in the second set, and Djokovic, I believe he had 2, if I'm not mistaken. But neither of them broke each other's serve in the second set, and then we had that 12th game in the second set where Sebastian Korda had a match point, had a championship point in Novak's serve in that 30-40 game. But Novak Djokovic, the warrior, the gladiator that he is, he will never surrender. You need to win that championship point. Just ask Roger Federer. Roger Federer knows bloody well about all this. Djokovic saved that championship point that Sebastian Korda had with an unbelievable great overhead and took that second set to a tiebreak. And then in that tiebreak, Djokovic was the more solid, the more consistent, the more stable player in that second set tiebreak and won that second set tiebreak 7-3. And then we had the third set. Djokovic was serving first all the time in the third set. So he was up in the lead in the third set. He had some breakpoint opportunities in the third set. Djokovic, especially in the beginning of the third set. But Sebastian Korda was doing huge forehand winners. He was serving huge in the third set, especially in the beginning of the third set, and was doing unbelievable, great forehand plus winners. I must say that Sebastian Korda did an unbelievable good serve plus forehand match. Landing his big first serve and then putting away the ball with his forehand. He just did unbelievable great match in this department in putting away the third shot of the match. The third shot is when you land your first serve, the opponent returns and then you put away the third shot. And Sebastian Korda did that unbelievable good the entire match, especially in the beginning of the third set when he was saving a couple of break points that Djokovic had in the beginning of the third set. Sebastian Korda didn't see any breakpoint opportunities in Novak's serve in the third set. Novak was holding his serve, even though that Sebastian had some 34. He came to some close 30-40 games and to some juices, but he never saw any breakpoint opportunities in the third set, Sebastian Korda. And then in the 10th game of the third set, when Sebastian Korda was trying to level the match to 5-all, he more or less did the same what he did in the first set. Sebastian Korda did a Federer in the third set. He was up 40-15, and then Djokovic wins 4 consecutive points and wins the match 6-4 and wins the third set 6-4, even though that Sebastian Korda was up 40-15 in the third set. So when Sebastian Korda lost both of his serving games in this match, he actually was up in both of those 2 serving games. He was up in the first set 40-love, lost 5 straight points, where Djokovic leveled the match to 5-all in the first set, where Sebastian Korda was trying to serve out the first set. And the same thing, almost the same thing happened in the third set. Sebastian Korda was leading 40-15 in that 10th game of the third set. And Djokovic wins 4 consecutive straight points and wins the final third set 6-4. This match was dead close. All in all, Djokovic was the more cleaner player, the more consistent player, the more solid player, the player who did little less few errors, and that in the end paid off for Novak Djokovic. And Novak Djokovic wins his 92nd tour title and wins his 34 consecutive match in Australia since 2019. If we count all the matches that Djokovic has played since 2019, the ATP Cup and now Adelaide. The last time Djokovic lost in the Australian soil was actually in the 2018 Australian Open tournament, where he lost to Chang in the 4th round, if I'm not mistaken. So last time Djokovic lost a match in Australia was 5 years ago, my tennis friends all around the world. And now Djokovic has won 30 matches out of his last 31 matches that he has competed, going back to the first round at Wimbledon. What can we say about the match? Djokovic lands 63% first serve scene. He wins 85% behind his first serve. Even on this match, great spot serving. Maybe not as great spot serving as he did against Medvedev, but according to me, Sebastian Korda returned much better than Daniil Medvedev. So, but it is a great high number of winning percentage in the first serve. Djokovic wins 85% behind his first serve and wins 68% behind his second serve. That is also a really high number. Sebastian Korda, he lands 59% first serve in, so he lands less first serve in than Novak Djokovic, 59% first serve in, and he wins 78% behind his first serve. That is also a great number, to be quite honest. 78% winning points behind your first serve is a great number. But the main difference here is that Djokovic was outmatching Sebastian Korda in winning points behind his second serve. Sebastian Korda was winning 51% of the points behind his second serve, compared to Djokovic was winning 68% of the points behind his second serve. Sebastian Korda was doing a bunch of serve aces. He did 15 aces and 4 double faults. Djokovic did 7 aces only and 4 double faults. All in all, Djokovic wins 121 points in the match. Yeah, 121 points, and Sebastian Korda wins 107 points. So Novak Djokovic wins 14 more points than Sebastian Korda in the entire match. But that should not fool you. Even though the Djokovic wins 14 more points than Sebastian Korda in the entire match, this match was much closer than those points are showing. Because Sebastian Korda, for God's sakes, had one championship point in the second set. If he converts that, he wins the match in straight sets. But the warrior, the Terminator, the machine, the predator that Djokovic is, he saved that championship point and won the title. And this was not for the first time that we have seen Novak Djokovic saving a championship point in his career and going to win the title in the end. Do you know what the biggest difference was here in this final? Why Djokovic was so pushed in this final? Why Djokovic had the knife under his throat? Why Djokovic was 1 point away of losing this final? Do you know why this was? Now I'm going to tell you why. Sebastian Korda, he took it to Novak Djokovic. He played close to the baseline. He was kissing the baseline. He was hitting the ball big. He was hitting the ball hard. He was taking time away from Novak Djokovic. And that is the way how to defeat Novak Djokovic. And that is the way how to take time away from Novak Djokovic. As that is the way how to put pressure on Novak Djokovic by not giving him time, which all the 4 opponents in this tournament has done, especially Daniil Medvedev in the semi-final. Daniil Medvedev, he was too passive. He played too far behind from the baseline. You need to play close to the baseline. You need to put away that third shot of the ball. And that third shot, I mean, when you serve and when your opponent returns, you need to put it away immediately. You need to take it to Novak Djokovic. You need to finish the points off between 1 to 5 shots, because if Djokovic extends the rallies, he will be in the pole position, because he is a nightmare in going into long exchanges. And Sebastian Korda, of course, he knew this. He had done his homework. So when Sebastian Korda was blasting those serves, he took charge immediately, and that's what many players doesn't do. They get too passive. You need to play more like Federer, like Wawrinka, like Thiem, to take it to Novak Djokovic. Play close to the baseline, hit the ball big, hit the ball hard, hit the ball flat, and try to make a lot of winners. Easier said than done, but this is one way of defeating Novak Djokovic. Another way is by grinding him down, by extending the rallies, by being murderous good from the baseline, by showing great shot tolerance, by giving Novak Djokovic his own medicine with good baseline game. But that is easier said than done as well. So that's why Sebastian Korda made this match so close, because he was taking it to Novak Djokovic. He was serving big, he was hitting his backhand big, he was hitting his forehand big, especially his forehand. He did a lot of forehand winners. And another way, Sebastian Korda was not afraid in challenging Novak Djokovic from the baseline with the cross court, with the backhand cross court exchanges. How many players can challenge Novak Djokovic with cross court backhand exchanges? Not many. Maybe Medvedev, a peak Medvedev, he can do it. Alexander Zverev, a peak Alexander Zverev, a peak Stan Wawrinka. Stan Wawrinka can also challenge Novak Djokovic with cross-court backhand exchanges. And Sebastian Korda did that superbly. But what Sebastian did better than Medvedev, Sebastian was changing directions. He was not hanging in with Djokovic on long backhand cross-court exchanges. He was doing backhand cross-court exchanges. Sometimes he was slicing, and sometimes he was going down the line with big success. Something Medvedev didn't do so great in the semi-final, in going with his backhand down the line with big success. Another thing that Sebastian Korda did much better than Medvedev, Sebastian Korda was doing a much better match on the serve plus forehand game. Medvedev doesn't have a big forehand. Sebastian Korda has. Sebastian Korda has a bright future, my tennis fans all around the world. He really has. It is in these youngsters we maybe will see who can challenge Novak Djokovic. Alcaraz, Korda, Rune. Who defeated Sebastian? Who is the last player to defeat Novak Djokovic? It is Holger Rune in Paris Masters, a youngster. Now Sebastian Korda took it to Novak Djokovic and was 1 point away, a 22 years old player. And we all know that Alcaraz has also defeated Novak Djokovic once back in Madrid Open last year. So it is these youngsters who can challenge Novak Djokovic, because Tsitsipas, Medvedev, Zverev, Berrettini, I have lost almost hope on these dudes. They have faced Novak Djokovic many times. Novak Djokovic has finished on top in majority of those times. So it is now up to these young players like Korda, Alcaraz, Holger Rune. It is now up to them to see what they can do against Novak Djokovic. Sebastian Korda was close. All credit to Sebastian Korda for almost defeating Novak Djokovic. It is not easy beating Novak Djokovic. Man, what a resistance this guy has. What a mentally this guy has. What shot tolerance this guy has. What a winner mentality this guy has. What a never give up attitude this guy has. You need to be impressed. And someone wrote to me in yesterday's video, are you praising Djokovic now? Man, my dear friend, how can I not give credit to this beast? How can I not give credit to this predator? How can I not give credit to this Terminator? How can I not give credit to this monster? He is winning tennis matches like it is a like it is a junior tournament. For God's sakes, he is 35 years old. He is 13 years older than Sebastian Korda. 13 years older. Sebastian Korda is 22 years old. Djokovic is 35 years old. He is winning and beating these young dudes like they are nothing. Not this man. Sebastian Korda really pushed Novak Djokovic to the limit. Last time a player took Novak Djokovic and gave Novak Djokovic this hard a run for his money, and he even defeated him, was Holger Rune a couple of months ago. But besides that, all the 5 top players that Djokovic faced in the ATP Tour finals in Turin last year, he defeated all 5 of them. Neither of those top 10 players Djokovic faced in the ATP Tour finals a couple of months ago, neither of them came as close to defeat Djokovic as Sebastian Korda did. So Sebastian Korda, he should have all the credit for doing a... Guys, if Sebastian Korda does his match of his life and he still comes up short, what does this say what does this say about Novak Djokovic level? What does this say about Novak Djokovic level? If Sebastian Korda does his match of his life, I've never seen Sebastian Korda play better tennis than this. I've never seen, and still he comes up short. One other thing, Djokovic had 7 break match opportunities and he broke 2 times. One time in the first set, one time in the third set. So Djokovic created more break match opportunities than Sebastian Korda did. Sebastian Korda created 2 break match opportunities and converted in one of them. I should not forget to say that. So if Sebastian Korda does his match of his life and he still comes up short against Novak Djokovic, this should be scary. Not only for Sebastian Korda, but for all the other players as well. This should be scary. Do you know how Djokovic is? Do you know how these GOATs are? All 3 of them, Djokovic, Nadal and Federer. But Federer has retired. Nadal is not in the shape of his life. Djokovic is still playing tennis like he's never been, he's not in a decline, Djokovic. He's not. Do you know how these GOATs are? They have this level. They are up here from the first point to the last point. They will not go down. They will stay up here the entire match from the first point to the last point. And Sebastian Korda, he stayed up here. He really did. All credit to Sebastian. He pushed Djokovic. He challenged Djokovic. He gave Djokovic a hell of a run for his money. And he stayed close to... And he stayed toe-to-toe with Djokovic. He challenged Djokovic from the baseline. He challenged Djokovic with serves. He challenged Djokovic with returns. Another thing that Sebastian Korda did, he returned much better than Medvedev. I should not forget to say that. And he stayed up here with Djokovic until the last game of the match, where Sebastian Korda was 40-15 up and just went down a little, and Djokovic won 4 straight points and won the third set 6-4. You cannot afford going down in your level, because if you go down in your level, the GOATs, Djokovic is for sure one of the 3 GOATs, he will not go down in his level. He will still stay up here. And when you go down, he will just attack you. He will attack you like an anaconda, like a cobra. And it was exactly what Djokovic did. He stayed up here in the entire match, from the first ball to the last ball. And when Korda just went down little in his level in the last game of the match, Djokovic said, "Hasta la vista, baby. I'm taking you down to Chinatown. I'm the man to beat in Australia, no matter where, Adelaide or Melbourne." All right, guys. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace.